The Mom Project connects you to a skilled, diverse talent community you won't find anywhere else. Hundreds of thousands of qualified professionals looking for full-time and project-based roles at companies with the flexibility to fit their needs for work and life. Posting is free. Our fee only applies when you hire incredible moms and mom supporters from our network. Ready to find your perfect fit? Sign up with the Mom Project.
This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Racial consultant standing by will take caller 9 at 844-999-OLA, and you will play Profile This in minutes. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. First, quick check into Mike Hawk for some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, there's a couple in New York who have a great bit that they do on every vacation. They go to amazing places, but only post photos on Facebook where they look disappointed. So far, they've done it in Ireland, Malta, and Portugal.
I like it. Yeah.
Just sad faces.
It's so awful to be here.
This is terrible.
Yeah, don't be jealous of us.
The truck stop chain Flying J looked at the most common items people buy at truck stops in different states.
Condoms.
Depends on what's available.
I'd say chicken fingers.
License plates. Those little license plates.
Well, if you want to know, look it up yourself. Last fall, Lyft started offering...
Not even one?
Not even one. I got nothing for you.
All right.
I just have the headline, Ted. I don't have any information.
I know, but I'm just like, there's so many exciting things at a truck stop.
I'm saying it's a little license plate.
Is it more like trinkets, or is it food, or you're not working on it?
I'm not working on it at all. I got no idea. All right. Lyft started offering cancer patients free rides to and from their treatments in Miami and Vegas. Now they're expanding to more cities, including L.A., Philadelphia, Houston, Cincinnati, Denver, St. Louis, Atlanta, and parts of New Jersey.
I know that sounds like they're being nice, but by that theory, shouldn't they drive my drunk ass to the bar?
Right.
For free, I'm saying. Not home, but
who
at least
are
to the bar.
they giving rides to?
Cancer patients. If they're going to their... Yeah, they're going to their...
All right, well, yeah.
It's a nice thing to
Sorry.
do.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, no, it's a great thing to do. You're taking
It is, I'm saying, but you could also, like, when I get drunk, can you take me to the bar?
Let's
Did you see
see.
that thing where Uber in Europe, I think England, there's like, they might have a thing to figure out if you're too drunk? And I was like, I haven't told this the last Uber guy. I was like, isn't that kind of the point? Like, right, I'm drinking. I don't want to be
I
driving.
mean, like, right, you don't want to be driving, and if you drive an Uber, you know at a certain point in the night, anyway, that's what you're going to get. If you're too drunk for Uber, what do you do?
Sleep in an alley?
Right?
I'll try to walk it off.
Maybe. Yeah.
Says you're not going to have to go to state fairs to get deep-fried Oreos anymore. They're about to start
Thank
selling
God.
the home version.
Where?
They'll be hitting the freezer section at Walmart soon.
Oh, you did the research on that one, didn't you?
Yeah. Do you see the size of me?
So wait a minute. Are they? So how do you make? Do you put them in the oven, or like how do you heat them up? What is the?
Well, you turn the box over, you read the directions because I'm not working on it.
Just trying to figure out how you replicate.
Today.
Trying to figure out how you replicate deep fried Oreos. Is the taste of them?
I don't know,
Well,
but
you ever
Mike does
bought
have a
box
point.
frozen fried chicken and cook that?
Yeah, you just
So it's like bake it
tater
usually.
tots.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd imagine it's the same kind of thing. The freezer section now is wild, dude. They got a lot of stuff in
It's
there.
lit.
It's frozen. It's frozen Oreo, deep fried Oreos.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to look for this.
All right.
Shocking.
I believe you. Do you like picnics?
Yeah.
According to a new survey, a quarter of people don't.
Thank you.
You know, that's a lie. I haven't been on a picnic since I was a child.
What do you
What do
guys
you
count
mean,
as a picnic? Like lay out the blanket and have the actual basket, or is there like a family picnic? Does that count?
They're all the same to me, man. I mean, well, either way, I'm not at someone's house. I'm at a park or a beach or whatever, and I'm eating outside.
Do you like eating outside?
Not in a picnic situation,
That's what
but
I'm-
generally
they're-
speaking, yes.
I mean,
at a
I'm in
restaurant.
a table situation outside where there's drinks and stuff. Sure.
I need some shade. I hate eating in direct
That's what I
sunlight.
mean. Like the picnic, man. You're just at the mercy of the frickin' elements. So
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
are.
all right,
And
the
the flies.
ground's still a little wet.
Now,
but let me ask you this.
My napkin just blew.
If I'm at a lake sitting at a picnic table drinking, does that count
It's a
as
liquid picnic.
Yeah, liquid picnic.
Oh no, that's fine.
Why does that sound dirty?
That's
Liquid
not eating.
picnic.
That's not eating. Because if you were going to eat, you'd get up and go someplace.
But it's a
That's not
liquid
eating.
picnic.
Well, how about we'll bring a bucket of chicken?
Oh, picnic.
Uh,
You know, I would
Drinking
do
a
that.
picnic.
I don't think I'm the biggest outdoor eater other than the restaurant variety.
You got a bucket of chicken and beer, I'm in.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
There's a new term called Gatsbying, where you do something big on social media just to get the attention of one person you're into.
Wait a minute, isn't that peacocking?
That's peacocking. So when you walk around with your thing out?
No. Peacocks put on giant displays to win the affection.
I'm going to peacock tomorrow, Red Festival.
You know what? That's,
Well,
I'm
generally
going to walk around
wearing
with my peacock out.
generally wearing bright red would be kind of peacocking, except
Sure.
everybody's going to be
Right.
wearing it.
Oh, yeah, nobody will be able to see it.
The
It'll
term
blend right in.
peacocking means you're putting on a display. You're like, hey, look at me.
That's what I'm going to do.
But Gatsbying here is doing something is doing something huge on social media just to get the
Huge.
attention of somebody.
One person on
So
there,
I suppose it's similar, only it's digital, Ted.
either way, you're trying to get laid.
Is it like a huge stunt or just like a funny post? Maybe it's a good meme.
I
A
don't know.
good meme.
I don't know. Do it, and we'll see if it's considered Gatsby.
Chicks love memes.
I like the memes you put up. You're very sexy.
A new survey found the biggest turnoffs on a first date.
Well, for me, you have a penis.
Okay.
Bad manners.
Bad manners, Ted?
Hygiene, you're not working on.
You don't have a job.
Don't have a job. Thrill any other guesses other than penis?
No, none.
Oh, good news, Miles. I actually am working on a little bit of this one. Poor hygiene, bad manners, constantly looking at your phone and getting too drunk and bragging.
Okay.
I got you, man.
Look, if you get that wasted on first date, that dude's bragging.
Either that or he's really, really nervous. Just saying. According to a new survey by The Knot, the newest wedding trend is to ask people for cash gifts and use it to pay for the wedding itself.
That's stupid.
I always thought cash was the best wedding gift anyhow.
No, cash is a great wedding gift, but not to pay for the wedding I
Right,
just
it
said.
shouldn't be
Because
that.
basically you're kickstarting a wedding, which is great, but tell people that S up front.
Isn't
In
the
other
whole
words-
thing the father of the bride pays for the wedding, father of the groom pays for
Here's the thing.
honeymoon?
Here's the thing. If you
Whoa,
want
rehearsal.
if you want to do that, why don't we all go out to dinner, right? I'll pay for my meal, so you don't have to spend $100 a plate, or the cost is in the
Yeah.
wedding. Like, I'll buy my crap. I don't have to get you a gift.
But
I'll
what do you
buy
care? You gave me the gift of money. What I want to do with it's my problem.
Well,
my prerogative.
But you'd have to pay. Typically, you pay for the food. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're getting married, you gotta eat that cost. Well, if you invite me, that way I don't have to. It's not salmon or chicken, man. I might want ribs. I might want whatever they got on
Right,
the menu.
right,
Like,
right.
I'm gonna pick I want to pick some food.
Right, but I just want your money. Now you're locking me
But I
into
don't
going
want
out to
Ted,
dinner.
You're 100% correct. The problem
Right.
is this. Once I give you the money, you can do what you want. But if you told me up front what you're going to spend the money on, I'm not going to give it to you.
All right, correct.
That's
If
all
you-
it is. Like,
you wouldn't
just don't. What did we say before? It's like we said with kids. Like, look,
Yeah.
you don't have to lie, but don't give all the information up front because now it's like I don't want to pay for your goddamn wedding. It's your wedding.
Thrill, I probably should have given this one to you. 66% of people who are successful in their career say that at some point on the way up,
Uh-oh.
they had to fake it to make it.
Oh, sure. I mean,
At some
absolutely.
point you said, I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm gonna go to
but I'm gonna
bed.
pretend
Okay,
like I
listen.
do.
This is the last
This
of
is
July.
how it works. All right. Now, I want you to look at your coworkers. I mean, to take a good look at them, right? All of them are liars, right? We know this. Everybody lies at their job interview. They're never going to give you a reference that's truly honest about you. It's understood. Everyone fakes it until they make it.
Yeah.
Placebos often work.
What do you know? A 31-year-old man in Florida got pulled over for drunk driving, told the cops to mind their own business, and then floored it and crashed into a tree.
All right, hey man, that's you. Leave me alone. Florida man.
Yeah, I'm drunk. Mind your own business.
I like that guy.
Mind your business.
Florida.
That is unbelievable.
Gee, okay, all right. We've been hit with the question. We're talking about picnics.
Uh-oh.
And we're pissing all over picnics.
Wouldn't Red Festival technically be a picnic?
No.
No.
Yeah,
No.
shut up.
It's a shindig.
No,
party.
it's not. It's technically a hootenanny.
Well,
Is it a
also,
hootenanny?
like,
It's a
if I
hootenanny.
go over to somebody's house or to a park to grill, we're not having a picnic.
Yeah. Well,
We're
but there
grilling.
sometimes are grills like at the camp. Well, picnic
How is this?
area.
Could it
For
be a
hot dogs,
jamboree?
hamburgers. Sometimes you can grill out.
Picnic, you got to bring that stupid basket and be annoyed that it's just cheese and wine.
You
feel
can't
like
have
a
a
picnic-
hamburger
yes.
picnic.
A picnic, you're not preparing the food there. You got to bring it
Oh,
with
I
you.
think you can make hot dogs and grill out. You can like get a
If you have
pavilion.
kids.
You know what I mean? Like a little park pavilion.
But it's
Come
not
on.
a picnic. Then it's a cookout, man.
Oh,
Correct.
No, 'cause
listen.
the cookout's at your
Because
house.
a cookout says a cookout. If someone says you want to go to a cookout, it means you're going to cook. If they
There's a
say
grill,
a
yeah.
picnic, I got to bring S, and you are stuck with what you've got, man.
Okay.
So, like, if you drop
That
a
sounds
bag
horrible.
of chips,
It's like an outdoor
or if your
potluck.
waters, or if you're,
Because then the fried chicken's going to be cold.
that's what we don't like picnics.
Right.
You'll never believe this, but a man in the UK had his home broken into and games and consoles stolen,
No.
but something
What?
left at the scene made him know instantly who it was.
Something left at the scene?
I will test your memory 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now. First, the game is.
The men's room presents Profile
Hey,
This.
Stephen Throwhill, can you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes a story a story. Hello, Joey. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. All right, Joey, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. We talked about this story a few days ago, but it's worth repeating. A woman in Delta Township, Michigan, she had her Lexus stolen, so she got herself a rental car as the police investigated. The next day, she's driving in a rental when she sees her Lexus parked at a convenience store. What does she do? She pulls into the parking lot, hops in her car, and steals it back. She doesn't call the cops. She gets in her car and simply steals it back. So she leaves behind the rental car, and it turns out the person who stole her car was this 18-year-old kid. And when he got out of the convenience store and saw that the woman was stealing her stolen Lexus back, he responded by stealing her rental car. Now, the cops finally tracked him down in the stolen rental about 85 miles away. He was charged with unlawfully driving away, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, do you believe that this woman who stole back her vehicle is black, white, Mexi, or Asian?
I'm going to say black because she did not call the cops.
Did you say where it was?
Something Delta Township, Michigan. I don't know where in the state that is. I didn't bother to look.
Township is all you need to know. It's not the greatest area, probably.
Nah.
Well, township is kind of...
He makes a solid point. Nobody called the cops. She just stole it back.
Yeah. She saw it, was like, F that.
And it was a Lexus.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I'm going to say black.
Final answer.
Black is the final answer.
All right, we're going to find out if she was black, white, Mexican, or Asian next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Profile This takes us to Michigan. This is how the story goes. A woman gets her car stolen. And the next day, because she needs a car, she goes and gets a rental car. As she's using her rental car, she sees her car that was stolen and steals it back.
Yeah.
The guy who stole her car sees her steal her car back and then proceeds to steal her rental car.
That is correct.
Was she black, white, Mexican, or Asian?
Joey, we asked you that very question, and man, you started with black, you said it feels black, you had your reasons and all this, but you stuck with it.
Yes, sir.
Oh!
You are correct, sir.
Very good. Nice job.
Oh, red alert, the George!
Away we go. We have finally made it. Men's Room Red Festival at Enumclaw Expo Center. We'll see you tomorrow for outdoor drinking and other dumb stuff. Yes, all the bands, all the food, so many beers. So many beers.
Beers,
Easily
ciders,
over 20 on
sausages.
top. Yeah, you were telling me I need to get into that pineapple,
Just
Pacific
trust me.
pineapple from Two
Go
Town
drink
Cider
it.
House.
What's the pineapple cider?
Yeah. Yeah, they got their bright cider. Fish Brewing will be there. Ninkasi is bringing their Dawn of the Red. Maritime with their Maritime flagship red. Silver City, our friends at Silver City Brewing, bringing the Ridge Top Red. Also, Elysian will be there, of course, with our red, the gold, dirty German beer.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
I just found that out today. I'm sure you guys saw me, but honest to God, I forgot. And then I saw today that the dirty German beer, yeah, it's coming back.
Tickets are available at the door, by the way. If for some reason you have not gone to Men's Room Live, you can secure your tickets there at mensroomlive.com. And
That is a question frequently asked today.
and make sure you have them. But yes, in fact, they will be available at the door. Wyatt Only and the Wreckage, the Glencannon Blues Trio, Woodshed, Washed in Black. New Originals will be there.
That
Our
is
good
right.
friend Killjoy
Oh, yeah.
the Clown. Man, they
Killjoy.
the motorcyclists, by the way, they have already set up their ramps and stuff. So when they'll be flying through the air, all that stuff is already out there and set up.
And dude, I was telling you earlier, Woodshed kicks ass too.
Yep.
Yeah, you told us about that band specifically. Listen, and wear some red, man.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
wear some freaking red, right?
Yeah, wear whatever. You maybe cheer for a sports team that's in red.
You
wear
own
that.
something, actually, oddly enough, Glenn Cannon is playing in several bands with us. He was like, hey, man, I get an email from him. He's like, honest to God, I don't own a red shirt. He doesn't, and he's not making this up. He doesn't own a single thing that's red, but then he realized the one thing that he does realize that he owns that is red, and if you know this guy, it makes sense. Because people are like, we can find this kind of shirt, we can do this. But no, in the end, Glenn came back and said, brother, I have a red bandana.
Oh,
and that's all he needs.
Yeah, that's just
He
wear
does
something
not
red.
own anything red, but he's like, you know what? I got a red bandana.
Red wristbands.
Keep in mind,
headbands.
Not everyone owns those things, Ted.
As you're drinking the beer, you're enjoying the day, and the weather's supposed to be fantastic. That you're doing a lot of good. As a portion of that proceeds will benefit the Seafair Foundation. Our friends at the Fisher House will be there as well. We will cut them their big ass check. Thanks to you for all the beer that you bought over the year from Elysian. As a portion of that proceeds benefit our 3 local Fisher Houses. When we started out, we had 2 Fisher Houses in the area, and because of you and the amount of good you did through the beer, we now have a 3rd. So that's always going to be exciting as well. Of course, the aerialists, the belly dancers, and so much more. Red Festival is tomorrow, Enumclaw Expo Center. We will see you there for outdoor drinking and other dumb stuff. And again, those tickets are on sale now. Men'sRoomLive.com. All right, now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
I got chicken there. So some people might know this about me, they might not. I like all genres of music, and I have a special place in my heart for what some people consider a terrible genre of music, which is rap music called trap music that comes out of Atlanta.
Okay.
All right, Miles, I know your kids, or at least one of them's a fan.
Yeah.
So there's one guy, and just follow me here, folks. It'll make sense. But there's one guy named Lil Pump. Now, Lil Pump has a song called Gucci Gang. If you've never heard it, here's a little snippet of it.
Gucci gang, 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 Gucci gang. Spread their racks on new chain. My bitch love do cocaine. Ooh.
All right. Now, a lot of people aren't going to know that. They're like, Ted, what are you doing? I don't care about Lil Pump. But what if there was an album of, say, cover songs that were done a little bit different? Well, Dave Matthews was on Jimmy Fallon, and he's going to give you some of the classic hits that are on this album.
Okay. Do you feel that? That's the feel of my body tingling. That's right. 25 trap songs for you and the whole Quad Squad. Songs like Propaganda by DJ Snake, Trap-ish, V13 by Uzi, and who can forget the Lil Pump classic, Gucci Gang.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Spend 3 racks on a new chain. My girl love do cocaine. I love a girl but forgot her name. I can't buy a girl a wedding ring. I'd rather go and buy a ball man. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Wow.
I love that he threw in the little...
Yeah. A little different.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. A little different.
Yeah. A little different.
I mean, honestly, Lil Pump as a whole song is just about making a sound.
That's it?
Yeah. It's called like...
That's the name of the song?
Yeah. It's got W's, a bunch of E's in it. There's people under 21 right now like, yeah, that song kicks ass.
I'm sure.
That whole video, by the way, from Fallon, it's up the Men's Room Facebook page. If you know anything about rap, any of those songs, whatever, even if you don't, just watch it. It's pretty funny. The whole idea is just it's easy listening trap music.
Okay.
And then they make up some...
Easy listening.
Right.
You know what, man? But I think it goes back to, what was it, Muzak/elevator music? They figured out a way to make anything easy. You don't like it, but they found a way to make easy listening. Like, back in the day, you'd be in the grocery store before they started, like, the Safeway radio network, and they would play this crap, man, and you realize that you're grocery shopping, like, man, I know this goddamn song, right? And by the time you're done, like, I'm pretty sure that was one from Metallica.
They had a lullaby album for kids to fall asleep to for metal albums. Metal music.
My buddy works...
Rockabye Baby or something like that.
He works the bar at a nice seafood restaurant I think we're all familiar with.
All right.
And it's so nice that they have a piano player. Now, I was in there, and the same kind of thing, like I'm sitting there, I was just by myself, eating dinner.
All by myself.
Is that another one?
What's that?
That was another one.
I don't want to be.
What?
No,
All by myself.
No.
Okay.
That sounds terrible. But honestly, you know me. I had a good time.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
like 3 courses, had some whiskey. But I'm sitting there at the bar, and I'm like, I don't know piano songs, besides Piano Man.
Well, sure.
And I'm like, how do I know this song? And then I realized the guy playing the piano is covering like Nirvana and like Alice in Chains and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But again, it sounds right. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
But it's the smart thing to do because, you know, honestly, God, man,
the difference
nothing
is,
against piano players, but because obviously you're good at what you do, but you go someplace fancy and they're playing piano, and I recognize you're good, but I hate what you're playing, and no one wants to hear it. And frankly, no one understands like general piano music, but every once in a while you'll play a tune we know. We don't even realize it's a tune that we know, and you're like, I like this guy. I'll actually pay
but
attention.
the thing is about that place is that when you go in there, they do it in such a way that it takes you a while to figure out what the song is.
Right.
And
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And so you sit and you're like, he's doing Bitches Ain't S.
Right,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, this isn't like,
But he makes it sound
there's an
really
old couple
nice.
over there like cutting a lobster and everything. Like he is playing frickin', NWA.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what's funny, and that's what some of that easy listening kind of stuff does. You know what I mean?
Right. Like hose. That is it. Right. Yes. And
That's why he doesn't sing.
get that when you're done.
Yeah.
one song. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and I think anytime you really cross genres, like people love it. Like there's a rapper named Post Malone, right? But he does a cover of a Nirvana song. So people at the rap shows think it's amazing.
Of course.
And then same thing, like you've heard those rap songs that people slow down and make like a
Right, makes a cake. I mean, Christ, they
yeah.
made a fortune doing that, right?
Yeah, so there's a ton of that kind of stuff, and I think it works good for everybody.
It's a good idea because in the end, you end up appreciating the song you thought you hated a little more.
Yeah, and you never know which song you're going to cover that's a mistake, and then it just happens, and I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, you shouldn't have touched that one, T Swift.
What would you have said if they said?
I think you also digest the lyrics differently.
100%.
It comes from a different.
Absolutely.
And they sound like, especially like that one, it sounds ridiculous. Right?
It does,
Like
but
it
I
sounds
understood what he was
gangster when
saying.
he says 3 racks on a new chain.
Right.
My bitch does cocaine. But Dave Matthews saying it really like that. It's like, what's Lil Pump doing?
Right. What are you talking about? Jesus, man.
You crazy Pump. It's official. ABC is bringing back Roseanne without Roseanne. I think it'll be just called The Connors. And basically, it'll have everybody.
Connors.
Yeah, The Connors. I mean, you remember Sarah Connor. She was pretty tough.
Oh, that would be awesome. Like the kind she makes a surprise appearance.
She's just not there. It's like she ran away like a dog. You know what I mean? Like the dog that ran away from home. It's like,
What, Roseanne?
Yeah, I mean they just.
Yeah, but like I said the other day, like
Doesn't
remember,
matter.
the
Right, it
husband
doesn't.
had died in the end.
Yeah. You don't have to acknowledge it. You
Here's
can
the
start with
interesting
show.
thing to me, right? Her ratings were through the roof. Now, is that just because she said, "Hey, I'm going to be very Trump, Republican slanted"? I think that helped. So I'm interested to see, will people still watch the show now? Like, do people care that much about Roseanne coming back, or is it just because she kind of bucked the trend and said, "Hey, I'm going to be"?
Or was it the
Republican.
writers still having that back and forth of the two sides just trying to figure out their way to compromise?
I don't know, but she signed off on it, so they're going to go ahead and go forward with that. Which, frankly, like I said, she should have done for a while. So that kind of brings up TV shows that have survived some big departures. I don't remember this one, but Valerie Harper left a show called Valerie. Sounds a lot like
that's
Roseanne.
Sounds like
going
her
on
name
in
of
here.
her show. Yes.
She was out after season 2, but the show continued for 4 more years as the Hogan family. You remember Charlie Sheen left 2.5 Men. They replaced him with Ashton Kutcher.
Right.
They didn't really miss a beat.
You brought up Ted Danson and Cheers. They replaced the main female character.
Yeah,
on that
Shelley
show.
Long, right? And I remember as a kid, my parents loved Cheers, right? But like, I never knew who Shelley Long was. That she was long gone, and then she showed back up. But she left Cheers after 5 seasons, and then the show lasted another 6 with Kirstie Alley.
And not only that, but the people who really liked that show initially, there was a character called Coach, and he was one of the favorite characters of all the characters initially early on.
Correct. But he passed
on,
away.
and Woody Harrelson took that job. Just like any other bar, man. If someone's not
That was my introduction to Woody Harrelson.
I mean, like, look, if the dishwasher isn't there and he's not going to be there anymore, you got to get a new one. So, like anything else, I think it made sense in the context of how the show is being done.
Suzanne Summers left Three's Company. That went on for 3 more years. Steve Carell, you remember, left The Office, but they still went on for 2 years.
Three's Company also had the Ropers. Initially, they had 2 people who were
Right. Then Don Knotts came in,
right.
took over. It was
Then
a lot better.
Mr. Furley came in, and he was the new landlord.
He was awesome, man.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, one of those 2.
Shannon Doherty, she hit for the double. She left 90210 early and Charmed. I don't know that she, as they say here, I don't know if that's something you brag on your resume. Like, hey, both shows I was on did fine without me. Cindy Williams, you guys remember this one? She left Laverne and Shirley.
She did. I don't remember.
Yeah. Cindy, I don't know.
So it's just the Shirley Show or the Laverne Show.
Yeah, but
Laverne
that
show.
show didn't really survive. They only did like another half season and then they were out. And then Thomas Gibson left Criminal Minds after 12 seasons. That show's still going. I like they say, more importantly to your wife, the show also lost Shamir Moore in 2016. He is a good-looking man. But yeah, there's a ton of shows, right? Like MASH lost a bunch of characters. ER, remember, they lost George Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, the show was called ER, not Clooney.
Yeah, but he was.
There was
the
another
freaking
big
guy.
one, like Noah
Wiley. No, Anthony Edwards.
They've lost half the people that have been on that show. And
I don't think
still don't
ER lost anyone that wasn't huge.
Well,
You know what I mean?
they became big.
Eric LaSalle, George Clooney, Anthony Edwards, or Julianne Moore. But all these people, they were monster stars at the time.
Lisa Bonet, she pulled a Shannon Doherty. She left both The Cosby Show and A Different World.
That's right. A Different World was a funny-ass show. But it was funnier when she wasn't on it.
Speaking of George Clooney, and he was on ER, you know a lot about him. He's up for a Lifetime Achievement Award, and Bill Murray had some jokes about that.
It happened to all of us, I'm sure, when we realized that the Lifetime Achievement Award was being given to a 56-year-old man. I know that all of you thought the same thing that I thought. George is dying. It's fatal. We don't know what it is, but it's going very quick. It's progressing very quickly. The man you see here now is not the man who walked in here 1 hour ago. So this isn't really a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's a celebration of life.
I didn't really think about it till he said it. It's like, yeah, the guy's 56.
Got a lot of life ahead of
Lifetime
him.
Achievement.
Yeah.
That means you've done a lifetime of crap.
In those years.
But what has he done exactly? And I'm not disparaging. I'm saying beyond the movies and all that, I know he's done some charitable things. But off the top of my head, to get that kind of award right now, I know he's an all-around good guy. I know he's an all-around decent guy. I know his wife's some brilliant woman. I get all of that. But what did he do?
I mean, honestly, I think that's a big part of it. He's been, like, super involved in different charities and different movements.
I mean, he
and
did the
his
tequila,
wife,
so I'm like, hell yeah.
Right. His wife, obviously, is a pretty high-powered lawyer who speaks to the UN and this and that. So I think he's done enough moves. I mean, look.
No, I think he has. I'm just
yeah.
trying to think. Other than his tequila, and like I said, I'm not disparaging him. I just can't remember. Like, I've heard of he did money for this, he's done this, and I'm like, I just don't remember what any of those things were.
Yeah, and the funny
all the
thing
Ocean's
is,
11.
I was going to say, Ocean's 11 is really what sent him into, like, that stratosphere.
Oh, absolutely.
But even with that, like, I can't sit here and tell you a bunch of George Clooney movies I've even sat down and watched. Like, I thought that...
Up in the Air, maybe.
Yeah, there's a couple that I thought were going
air.
to be funnier. Like, Burn After Reading or something, and, like, I don't know, they just weren't.
Well, he does art. He used to do. His philosophy was, I'm going to do one major movie every 1 or 2 years that gives me enough money where I can
do the stuff I want to do.
Oh, brother, we're out there.
Oh, that was a good
Out
one.
there.
Out there. God damn it.
Oh, brother, you out there?
Yo, brother, where you be?
That's a pretty good.
It's like the Wiz version of it.
Yeah. Yo, brother, where you be?
Yo, brother, where you be? It can get to that time of year. People are going to take some trips. It's summertime. Jimmy Fallon has some pretty funny summer vacation fail tweets.
Summer vacation fail. This first one's from S. Neely. She says, 1 July, my family took a trip to Florida and the AC went out in the car. We got pulled over and the cop found a car full of people just sitting in their underwear. Sir, please don't step out of the car. This one's from MK LaFavors. She says, one summer my family went to Disney World and my parents thought they lost my sister in the crowd. They started freaking out and calling her name only to realize that she was sitting on my dad's shoulder. Laura! This one's from Big Joe on the Go.
Yeah.
He says, my dad had to come a day late to our vacation, so we gave him the wrong room number as a joke. He showed up to the other room, went in, ate some food, and fell asleep. They called the cops on him. This one's from C. Kell. He says, we took my niece to Disney World to go on the Little Mermaid ride since it was her favorite movie. Apparently part of the ride was broken, and right as we passed Ursula, her head fell off. Oh, man. This is from Taylor B. 18. She says, on vacation in Hawaii with my family, my boyfriend tried to fit in with the Hawaiians, so he kept thanking everyone by saying Honolulu. He meant to say mahalo. Honolulu so much.
Honolulu.
You know, right?
Oh, Honolulu. Why'd your brother keep saying that, man?
When I listened to that earlier, right? Like I started thinking, like, what's some summer vacation things that happened? And then, unfortunately, I can only really go back to stories that again involve my father. So there's the famous one I've told you about. He's walking down the boardwalk with these famous fries from this one place,
right?
And that bird just craps all over him, right? But then the other one I love, and you guys have children,
yeah.
So you know this, right? Like by the end of the week,
you're ready to be done.
Yeah, everybody's running. The tensions are a little high.
Sure.
So you got to keep in mind, he's 10 feet in front of me, and he's wearing a fanny pack. Everybody wore a fanny pack. And he was not being ironic.
Right.
He just had all his gear in his fanny pack. So I'm looking up there, and he's talking to either one of my siblings. I don't know, but you've never seen a man more angrily turn around, and as he walked by my mother, he unclips the fanny pack and just like, you take him to dinner.
It was his fanny pack.
Right? But it's just like, it's just one of those things. Like he would always, he'd get angry at the drop of it, but he would get so worked up about it. It's like, so of course, we're kids, we laughed, but you just angrily ripped off a fanny pack.
Which makes it worse.
Right?
And he stormed off?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he stormed off. We ate dinner. He strolled back down at some point. But that was...
It's all good. It's par for the course.
It was just par for the course at that point.
I don't think I had any summer disasters, really.
Oh, man.
At least not on vacation, man.
Yeah. All right, have you seen that giant fat cat?
No.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday. Seth Meyers, I saw a picture of it.
Oh, good. Seth Meyers had a funny thing about it.
Yeah.
The LA Times has published a profile on a 29-pound stray cat named Chubbs. So to those mean kids on the subway today, no, I'm not the world's biggest pussy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. Mike's got your headlines coming up here in just a few minutes. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. 33 children get sick at Florida camp named I Really Don't Care to You. Meanwhile, a New York man trying to jumpstart car sees a rattlesnake in plain view. Was actually sitting on top of his motor. Stinky burglar busted because of the stank under his pits. A man doesn't read instructions on car wash, and his car is now called it quits. And bitches, it's time for outdoor drinking, and it's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
All right, our top story. If you were listening to Profile This, we go to Scotland, where a man's home was broken into, but he knew instantly who did it. The man had seen a pair of suspicious-looking characters sitting near his home, and as he walked by them, he held back a gag from the terrible stench coming from them.
Smell it.
When he got back to his home, he found it had been broken into, and his gaming equipment had been stolen. Games, consoles, the works, right? But he instantly knew who did it because the same stench that he smelled on the two filled his entire house. He instantly called the game store and had them check security footage to find that they had indeed pawned off his stuff. The two were found and arrested.
Damn, man. I mean, think about that. Your scent is so strong and it's so individual. Like, I know exactly who was in my home.
Right. And I am...
Who committed this crime? Dirt Nasty?
I'm fascinated by it, and I want to know how long they were in the house, or rather, how long it had been since they left, that stench is actually still in the house. Did they take off their shoes beforehand, or what?
So girl's like, yeah, I started smoking in the house to get rid of the smell of the guy's B.O.
In other news, in Hancock, New York, it's another episode of Man vs. Beast.
Uh-oh.
A man jumped in his car and tried to start it, only to find that the battery was dead. The man then lifted the hood to give the battery a jump and noticed a rattlesnake coiled and ready to strike on top of his battery. Ted's already shaking his head.
Yeah.
He then called officials and the animal was moved to a safer location.
That's not what you expect to see under there.
It's just not, man.
Well, there's a reason they're there. It's because the engine is hot.
That's right.
Sure.
It's nice and warm. And I think it actually said that it was stuck. Its tail was stuck in the engine.
Oh, that's probably
and it was not very happy.
What would happen if you start the car? Do you think it's shredded? Would it burn up?
You know what? It depends entirely on where it's at. That engine turns just right. You know, I'm going to take it back here. My dad actually had a bad story with a cat that ended up in an engine, and that exact thing did happen.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you off air. It's fascinating.
We had a neighbor when I was in Baltimore. The first place I lived in after I moved out of my parents' house. 5 of us were sharing a place. There was a very old couple that lived next to us, and he had like this massive old caddy or something like that. But anyway, everyone was aware of these kittens were like sleeping under the hood of his car because he never, ever drove this thing. He never, ever drove this thing.
Nice sheltered place.
And, right. And one day he drove it, man. Oh, yeah. His wife, we got home, like everyone's getting home individually from their job. And essentially that guy's wife, she was very distressed. Oh, he's those kittens, and she tells us the story. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Yeah. It's horrible.
An idiot at a car wash is making the rounds online. In a video shared online, a car is sitting in an automated car wash bay where someone puts their car in, the machine calibrates how big and how wide and all that about the car, and then it'll, of course, then just start to wash your car. In the video, the car begins to move into the brushes of the car wash after it's already stopped. It sat there for about 5 seconds and then just started to pull forward, and it continues to jockey back and forth until it actually hooks the machine, pulls it down onto the car, crushing the trunk.
And you wanted your car to look good.
Oh.
How pissed would you be?
I'd be absolutely pissed. The thing is, there's a flashing light that says stop. It's like, hey.
Oh, they didn't stop the car.
No, that's the thing is you'll pull into this thing and it'll say pull forward,
Sure.
back up, turn left, right, whatever it is to get the car in the right spot, and then it'll say stop when you need to stop. And then it'll start to calibrate.
Yeah.
Dummy. We go to Florida where a woman got a little too drunk at a bar. Police were called to the bar about a woman that had hit a man and was trying to defend himself. Witnesses said that the woman started attacking patrons before she was kicked out of the bar and then continued to charge and chase patrons around the parking lot, screaming that she was the daughter of God.
Oh, yeah. I'd heard of her, the daughter of God.
Never had one. There's only one son.
Right?
Oh.
That's it for your headlines with that. Mike Hawk is out.
Thanks, sir. We'll see you next time for a return. If your guess is as good as mine, the random question, men's room rules, and we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. In the meantime, will you be all about this bitch so that we can go to Red Festival? Until next time, do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.